Yeah, we back. Gangsta Lou Chronicles with the big homie G Lou. So I know I'm paid in full, and when we talk about the era, one thing is definitely the cars and the vehicles. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know all the machines throwing the BBSs on them and everything like that. Y'all had the infamous spot on 132nd Street, so I know they was talking about like a whole garage full of joints. Can you think about like some of the classic and memorable whips y'all had that y'all used to bust out? You know, what the fleet looked like?
Man, it was just so many cars, man. Like cars, the Jeeps, the trucks, the motorcycles, the dirt bikes. Like, I don't know, every Mercedes-Benz you probably could think about, from 500s to 190s to 300Es to motherfucking BMWs, 525s, 535s,
right,
7s, all kind of shit, man. The motherfucking Cherokees with the wood on the side, you know what I mean? That's when them joints was like that, the limited joint Cherokees with the real wood on the side.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Leather in that bitch plush.
Right.
Everything in that bitch plush, you feel me? Acuras, what else, man? Shit, man. Basically anything like beside Porsches.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rich and this nigga went and bought the Porsches.
Right.
You know what I mean? Niggas had everything, man. That's why it was so easy for me to steal cars out the garage whenever the niggas was in the house.
Right.
I mean, one time Rich had a green Cherokee.
Right.
With the wood on it, like an olive green.
Right.
And I went in the garage, and that motherfucker ain't had no plates on it.
Right.
So I took a plate off another car,
put it on
that bitch.
Right.
And got to moving. So I come riding down, I forget what street, who I see, Rich.
Right.
You know what he did? He looked at me, he said, Boogaloo, you a crazy motherfucker. And just smiled. I pulled right off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit to me. As long as he ain't get mad, say, what you doing with my car, put it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the garage was on his block. This on
130, it's still there.
132nd Street, 7th Avenue.
That bitch had the elevator. See, what happened was, because you had anybody who was getting money with us,
right,
put their cars in there.
Right.
Fat J, God bless the dead. You know, niggas had the Saabs.
Right.
The 900s, 9000.
Right.
A had two of them. He had the black one first, then he went and bought the burgundy, because me and him was flying up St. Nick one day in the black joint.
Right.
And right when we got to 145th Street, here comes some stupid nigga made a turn. And A ran right into the nigga.
Right.
So when I looked to the side, I saw niggas laughing and shit.
Right.
So I, you know, looking at this nigga A, but A ain't really paying them no mind. But to me, I'm like, damn, man, we had to crash right here in front of niggas, because, you know, it was different crews back then.
Right.
So niggas was kind of like clowning us, like, look at them niggas. Them tore their shit up. So later on that day, I'm with A. So I'm like, damn, A, man, you crashed the car right there on 4th. He like, yeah, Lewis, don't even worry about it. I said, nah, man, but niggas was laughing.
Right.
So he said, niggas was laughing? I said, yeah, man, I saw niggas laughing right on the corner, man. He ain't word, said, yeah, man. He ain't say nothing else.
Right. He ain't say nothing.
He ain't see them laughing.
Right.
So he was like, they was laughing. I said, yeah, so he left it like that. So, matter of fact, I'm tripping. We didn't have so many cars, man. It wasn't even the Saab. It was the Audi. He had the Audi, the regular joint, but I don't know which one it was back then, but it was black. 4-door. And we was flying up St. Nick. They crashed. Niggas laughing. So that next day, A came and got me. Right. And we flew out to Jersey. But you know, you could be with A, ain't no telling where he going. So it don't even make no sense in asking him, because he's just moving. Right. So when we get to Jersey, I start seeing all these dealerships. Now AZ used to get his cars from a Mercedes dealer in Jersey.
Right.
And the guy name was Benzo Bush.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he had a brother. Right? So A had a good relationship with them people like Benzo Bush. Like that man Benzo Bush loved A to death.
Shout out to Benzo Bush.
He loved A. Anybody know about Mercedes-Benz in Jersey, Benzo Bush? Y'all know I'm talking facts. I know y'all niggas is like, this nigga Lou. Yeah, Benzo Bush.
Right.
So boom. We rolled past Benzo Bush. But we in a cab.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled right into an Audi dealer. A jump out the cab, he paid the cab. Tell the cab to roll out.
Right.
We walk in the Audi dealer. Hey, what's happening? Hey, yo, you ready? Yeah, we ready. Walk outside. They got the burgundy shit. The Quattro. The Audi Quattro.
Mm-hmm.
Burgundy with the burgundy and white lambskin fur on the seats. And in the middle was the Audi Seminoles.
Right.
Then you went and got the burgundy S's put on that bitch. It was like a fruit punch color burgundy.
Right.
Then he went down to the Diamond District and told them niggas to make him an Audi piece.
Right.
The zeros, the O's. Mm-hmm. So they made A the diamond, the flushed O's with the chain. Right. So we got back in the car, came uptown, and when we got to 45th Street, that nigga A stopped with his hand on the steering wheel and was looking straight like this at the same corner where we crashed yesterday.
Right.
Just yesterday. He was looking straight like this. And you know me, I'm in the passenger seat like this, looking around. Where the niggas at that was laughing, but they right there.
Right.
And nigga A pulled off real slow.
Right.
He shook his head. He said, Lewis, are they laughing now?
Right.
Are they still laughing, Lewis?
Right.
And I'm in the passenger seat just looking at this nigga A like, yo, you a different motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, this nigga is so premeditated when it comes down to shit because he's a super thinker.
Correct.
He gonna beat you, man.
Yeah.
You know, just like in the movie Paid in Full, when they show them at the table shooting the papers.
Right.
A never did that with them. Mm-hmm. He did that with us.
Right.
Because that was his way of not paying us.
Right.
And I give you an example. Let's just say all of us did like 2 joints apiece. Right. When we done, our pay might be something like $15,000. Right. Because when we done, A gonna tell you, he give you a quota, whatever's left, keep it. Right. So you might have 15 bands. He got 15 bands, I got 15 bands. Right. You know what I'm saying? A is trying to figure out a way not to let us leave with this money. Right. So what he'll do is ball up a tissue and he'll put a bottle like over there. Right. And start trying to make the paper inside the bottle. Mind you, it's a Coca-Cola bottle or Pepsi bottle with the holders only this big. Right. So he'll roll up like 5 tissues. Tell niggas, yo, what y'all want to bet? I make 1 out of these 5. Right. That shit is like from here to over there. Right. And it's a little top. So niggas is like, hey, what you want to bet? He like, what you want to bet? Right. But you know, this nigga ain't making that shot, man. Right. So a nigga might say, yo, man, bet half of my shit. Right. Another nigga might say, you know, bet a little 5,000 or whatever. Right. Yo, hey, bet 10, fuck it. Mm-hmm. Nigga like me, I sit there, just watch. Right. Nigga A take 1 tissue, shoot it, miss. Oh, A, all right, so what I owe 5, owe you 1, and I owe you 10. Right. Bet it back. Bet it back. Shoot, miss. Oh, man. Right. Yo, oh, man, hey, we got your ass now. All right, one more time. Right. Bet everything back. I'm talking about everything. Right, so he done tripled up. Not doubled up, he done tripled up. It's right there in our face. Right. 1 joint, everybody's paid. Right. You feel me? Ball up, 5 little papers, get the shooting. Miss. miss, bing.
Right.
Niggas is sick. Niggas is sick. So this became part of our tradition.
Correct.
When we was working.
Right.
It was a way of working and not being depressed.
Correct.
And being mad that you wasn't out partying and bullshit because you was trapped and locked in a fucking house.
Right.
Like them bitches.
17, 18
what
hours.
you call it. Only thing you wasn't butt ass naked.
Right,
but,
right.
You know,
you in the spot for days.
Days, nigga. Days, nigga.
Yeah.
But when you leave,
yeah,
you got car money, nigga. Niggas buying cars, man, from leaving out of there, man.
Off for one day. What's happening? This is General back again. We're going to take a little break right here and get into this next record. This one is fire. I want y'all to check this one out. I'm see y'all on the other side.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck these niggas, you right? Yeah. Whoa.
It's my fake prediction, baby.
Hey. Yeah. Dope. Whoa. Good dope. Yeah. Look. It's Flacco. Get to the door. Whoa. Wherever I go. Yeah. How you fighting for your life like you about to Drago. Whoa. Skinny nigga. Guns. Big body like Tahoes. Whoa. Me and the bro. What? Put the streets up like a pothole. Drip. Drill. I be dead if this could kill. Just like the story they tell. What? These niggas is fake, they not real. The safe is what I'm trying to feel. 100s until this shit spill. Yeah. He acting crazy off the pills. Screws loose, get drilled. Shot, get stabbed. Slice, skin, get peeled. I'm in the telly with your girl. She done popped the Audi, she can't sit still. I'm getting money, I love how I feel. Not for Buffalo, but a nigga been playing with the bitch. Get took it. She tell me that I'm good looking. You trusting that bitch, but you shouldn't. You loving that bitch, but I know. I'm tough as lover, solid as a rock. Y'all niggas softer than boy. Ain't talking dinner when I say I'm in the kitchen cooking. Want my espresso, I took it. Woke up, gun him down. Hey nigga in the circle, get 100 rounds. Bad bitch, pull on my dick. Back then ain't want what she on now. Little bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow. Bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow. Woke up, gun him down. Hey nigga in the circle, get 100 rounds. Bad bitch, on my dick. Back then ain't want me, but she on me now. Little bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow. Little bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow. Fuck these bitches and niggas too. How I know they really ain't my bros. Ain't gotta tell me I already know these niggas ain't friends, they foes. Yeah, chasing these little dirty hoes. Lying on the gram, niggas gon' get exposed. Truth be told, these niggas don't wanna see me reach my goal. No, when they come out here, they can't get enough. When you come to more, niggas say you switching up. I run down home, nigga, hit him up. Yeah, paramedics gotta come pick him up. Play me like Jay-Z, nigga, what? Fuck you, pay me, better give it up. Wanna get in with your life, come try your luck. I never did, and I still don't give a fuck. Get the door, hit a lick, then I gotta go. Take a nigga, bitch, quick, tell her Vamanos. I don't trick, she ain't slick, tell her adios. Skinny nigga, big drip, no 5-year. Hey, whoa, I run through the city like Mayor de Blasio. Was a good kid, you was on the honor roll. Bring the beef to your door, dominoes. I get the money and bitches, yeah. I just be trapping and pimping, whoa. I get the work and go flip it, whoa. Strap up without living. I ain't one of the realest that did it. Just admit it, I'm not with no chemists. They know me, I'm connected like bridges. Yeah, I bang on niggas like my bridges. Walk up, gun him down. Hey, nigga in the circle, get 100 rounds. Bad bitch, pull on my dick. Back then, ain't want, but she on me now. Little bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow. Bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow. Woke up, gun him down. Hey, nigga in the circle, get 100 rounds. Bad bitch, on my dick. Back then, ain't want me, but she on me now. Little bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow. Little bro so wild, the gun sound. Bow, bow, bow.
So, yeah, I mean, that story is out of here. It's like, I don't think people be realizing y'all was kids. Y'all 16, 17, 18, 19 playing with millions of dollars. You know, that's serious money. And we talking about 87, 88, 10, 15, $30,000. People don't got that today. You know what I'm saying? So, can you talk about like, what's the time you was with A and y'all was counting up, or you seen like something and you was like, oh, this different. You know what I'm saying? Where it opened your mind to understand the type of money and what y'all was dealing with.
Shit, there's so many times with money with A. I give you simple shit. I remember one time me, him, and Whitwap, I forget what car we was riding in, and A never go through Central Park. But this day in particular, he just felt like going through Central Park.
Right.
So we go through Central Park. Winds up getting pulled over. Central Park police. We don't think it's that serious. We at Central Park.
Right.
Searches the car, finds one nickel bag of weed. Nickel bag. Not a dime bag, a nickel. Who weed is it? Nobody wants to say it's their weed because I know it wasn't mine, but
right.
I'm the only nigga that smoked. A didn't smoke, wasn't smoke. I smoked at that time, and Whit wasn't smoking. So they're making a big issue out the weed. So me and A get to arguing back and forth about the weed.
Right.
So they tell us to step out the car. So they get to searching us. They search me, they don't find nothing. They search Whitwalk, they don't find nothing. They search A, they don't find nothing. But then when they went to search his, fill up his sleeve, like, what is this? He was like, money. They said, money? He said, yeah. So they reached inside his sleeve, pulled out this much money.
Right.
30 bands. So they asked, hey, what you doing with all this money? You know what this man told him he was going to do? Buy some movies, some VHS movies. That cop looked at us and said, put your hands behind your back.
Right, right.
Cuffed us and took us to jail, man. And then A had the best lawyer. So A called his lawyer from the precinct. I don't know what his lawyer told them niggas. But A wife and them came and got us. That was one time. And that wasn't even no real money.
Yeah, so
like,
that's just walk around money.
Yeah, like
he had 30,000 on him for that day.
in his sleeve. You know
Like
what I'm saying?
just with that and everything. But
He had went and got an apartment in Jersey at a building called the Galaxy.
right.
And me and him had went up in that shit. It was breaking day. Shot over there real quick.
Right.
Glass elevator. Beautiful building. Everything in it, supermarket, everything in it. Back then, as a matter of fact, right next to his building was a house that a plane had went through, and the plane was still sticking through the house.
Wow.
So when we used to go to the building, we used to trip about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we went to the crib that day. They opened the door. It's all white carpet, all white, milk white carpet. I'm talking about milk white. Walls milk white. I looked at A, I said, yo, hey man, where we gonna sleep, man? You ain't got no furniture.
Right.
I said, yo, Lewis, chill, Lewis. Opened up a room door. Money, long as a bed, as wide as a bed. He laid on one side, I laid on the other, and slept like babies in there. To this day, I don't know how much money it was, but if I tell you it was as long as a bed and as wide as a bed,
right.
You know, A had bought a house in Jersey, man. Niggas kicked his door and took $175,000 from A.
Right.
And he wasn't even mad.
Right.
He knew who did it. A was a different nigga, man.
Right. Right.
$175,000, my nigga.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at today money stand, you multiply that by 6, you're talking about like that's like somebody losing 1.2 million a day and not making no fuss about it.
The house that they did that to, we lived right across the street from the Osby brothers, one of the Osby brothers. And I would say we, because when A bought the house, his parents didn't want to have nothing to do with that house.
Right.
They never even stayed one night up in there. And it was a room for everybody. The bed with the head and all that. The first big plasma TV.
Right.
Everything laced in that bitch. You hear me?
Right.
So we started taking bitches up there. And when we used to take girls up there, they used to be like, whose house is this? And we used to be like, it's our. And they just didn't believe it was our house. They used to just be tripping.
Right.
And when I tell you we used to have a ball in that motherfucker, we used to have a ball.
Right, right.
Until one day, A seen them folks outside and he said, nah, we ain't going back. That's that.
So he see the feds, he said, just leave the whole, whatever's in there, leave it.
We out.
Leave everything. We out.
And we never went back.
Yeah.
Anytime any crib or house that we ever had, once A see a white person, we never went back.
Right.
I always tried to go back, talk him into letting me go back to get the shit.
Right.
Not A, leave everything. If it was jewelry in there, it was staying.
Right. Jewelry, money, whatever.
Not work. Because he know he gonna go to jail.
Right.
But anything that materialistic,
right.
TV, anything, all that shit staying. Furs, all that shit staying. Ain't caring about that.
Right.
I didn't care about nothing but women and money.
Right.
And cars.
Yeah.
That was his joy, cars.
Yeah, that was his hobby. So basically, you know, just to bring it full circle, so Boogaloo, you becoming Gangsta Lou, because basically from what you're explaining, A was playing with millions. And we talked about how in that era you had Preacher out. You had certain people out here that was extorting and everything else. So how did you get to that mentality of I'm gonna be Gangsta Lou? And what was your thought process behind protecting y'all crew and everything like that? Because it sounds like that's where the transition happened.
Yo, that's a good ass question because I don't even know the answer to this shit. See, let me tell you something, bro. The A had me play the back for so long that when I became a boss,
right?
That word that I don't even like to say out my mouth. I hate that word.
Right.
I remember the first day I was called that AZ's little brother. You know, it was a decision to make amongst us. It was something that had to do with us when we had the no friends deal.
Right.
And I really didn't know. I knew, but I just didn't want to just be the one to make the call.
Right.
And Will looked at me, he said, yo, Lou, you the boss, my nigga. Like,
right.
Be the boss, my nigga. And I looked at Will like, I'm not no fucking boss.
Right.
But that was the first time that it hit me like, Lou, niggas is looking up to you different, my nigga.
Right.
So, yeah, man. That word boss and all that, I never even wanted to be no boss. Saying that to say that I never wanted to be no gangster.
Right, right.
I never wanted the name Gangsta Lou. I didn't ask for it. I didn't write it on walls. Right. I didn't call myself no gangster.
Right.
I don't think, like, most of the people out here who have names give themselves names because if those are people that's out here giving themselves names, then they're not who they really are.
Right.
Because you're not
the streets gave you that name.
Right. An example is like, a person is not who they think they are. This is my definition of a person think they are who they are, to me.
Right.
To me, I'm not who I am, you're not who you are, he's not who he is. No one is who they think they are until others acknowledge you with that first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a powerful statement right there.
It's just like, a nigga be like, yo, I got mad bitch, I be fucking mad bitches.
Right.
Fuck you talking about?
Right.
But it's niggas around like, I ain't never seen that nigga with no bitches.
Right.
But if a nigga be like, I be fucking mad bitches, and like, I ain't even gonna lie, that nigga be having mad bitches.
Right, right.
Know what I mean?
Right.
Nigga be like, yo, my nigga, like, that nigga's tough, my nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then that nigga's tough. Other niggas is acknowledging you as what you are.
Right.
Before you even want to be who they acknowledge you to be. Mm-hmm. And another thing I want to say about that gangster shit is the most weirdest shit about being who I've been for so long, right? It had got to the point where I started being around people and started seeing how they could interact with people, how people could interact with them, and how people could approach them.
Right.
And then I seen how people did interact with me and people didn't approach me. And it kind of like started bothering me, kind of like, damn, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm not that much of a bad person. Like, what the fuck is, what's good? So then what happened is this. I started looking at all the niggas running around wanting to be gangster and claiming to be gangster and thinking they're doing gangster shit.
Right.
And here it is, all the shit that they trying to do and all the shit that they want to do and all the shit that they pretending to be. I done been it and I done did it and I am it. And I'm not even happy about it. I'm not even proud about who I am.
Right.
I don't even know if that make any sense.
Nah,
I'm just talking from my heart right now.
Nah, it make perfect sense. I mean, you basically saying that when it comes to the street culture, and really like it's levels to everything. So y'all were at a different echelon than the average person that started hustling. Like y'all came into a lot at a very young age, but basically the streets authenticated you. The way you put your thing down when you was out there, that's what solidified and made you who you are.
I didn't do this.
Yeah.
It was just me just being and doing shit that, man.
I mean, it say a lot because I mean, we got to keep in mind you're talking about an era and being part of a crew where some people ain't make it. They not here. God rest the dead. Or they might be doing 1,000 years.
Like my nigga Black Nut.
Yeah, so I mean.
He was another one that was before me. Yo, shout out to my nigga Black Nut. I love you, bro. Can't wait till you come home, my nigga.
Yeah, a lot of people, like I know Unique gave you a shout out. He just came home.
That's my boy.
What he did, 25 years.
Mecca Audio, 26
Mecca Audio,
years.
We talked about Kev Childs, like people don't talk about, Fritz.
Yeah,
Hey, Rich.
That's what, it's good you brought Fritz up too, That night that shit happened to Rich, like maybe a couple of days before that, you know what I'm saying? Killers pulled up.
Right.
With guns out and all that. It was like, who AZ? And me, A, just a whole bunch of us standing on the corner, but they not saying he him.
Right.
And ain't nobody expecting A to say him because these dudes got guns.
Right.
So I looked at them dudes, I said, man, I'm AZ. They looked at me, they said, man, you a little man, we know who you are, man. We ain't come to do nothing. A Fritz said to us, man. So that's when A stepped up. I said, what's up, yo? Fritz said, come see him and holler at him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they left, A was like, yo, you know the niggas? I was like, nah, but they know me. Yo, what's up? You wanna go see what this dude talking about? But A was always the type of nigga, if he didn't know you, he wasn't trying to know you.
Right.
He didn't care what you had. That's where I learned how not to care about what niggas have or what niggas is doing.
Right.
They call this sucking dick or being on niggas' dicks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He really stressed that shit, and if he said it to you, it hit you in the heart, right? You know what I'm saying? So from him just doing that shit to niggas so much, it just embedded in me, like, not to care about what a nigga got, not even to be jealous about a nigga. I don't, it just doesn't do anything to me. Right?
Correct.
So I get that from A,
Right.
Hats off to A, because I'm glad he trained me that way.
Right.
To be that way.
Not to worry about what the next man
Not to worry about it, man. Even if a nigga, whatever a nigga got, don't worry about him. Don't talk about him. Don't hate on him.
Right.
Just worry about you.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
So what was you saying though, bro?
Nah, so that opened up. So basically, you were saying Fritz sent his people up.
Right. So A said no, he didn't want to go meet them. So I say okay. So the next day I'm standing out there by myself. Truck pull up, Suburban, stop, window go pull down. It's my man Ali Mo. I love him to death. That's my heart.
Right.
Yo, Lou, come here. Walks up to the joint, stick my head in the window. We go like this to the back.
Right.
I look in the back. You know what I mean? It's Fritz in the back. Got a snorkel on with the hoodie on.
Right.
So yo, Boogaloo, yo, tell Ace I need to talk to him. It's very important. So, they left and they pull up. I told him who came, and this time I knew who came with him.
Right.
Let's go see this guy, see what he's talking about. So that's what we did. So I can't really get into too much of that. It goes too much into my story. But yeah, shit is so fucking deep. Man.
Yeah, nah, absolutely. We'll put a bookmark there.
You know what I mean? 845, you know what I mean? Next level shit, you heard? No Friends podcast, you know what I mean?
Next level niggas know that we next. See we winning and it's making them stress. They don't like to see the way that we flex. No DJ Khaled, but they say we the best. Niggas dead and niggas counted it set. Now we running it up and we cashing it out and we giving it up and we handing it out and you know what it is and you know what we do. I'm on the top of my game. Might just go cop me a chain, then drop the top in the rain. After I'm popping champagne, about to go shopping in Spain. Now we the popular name. Y'all just ain't popping the same. I'm on and I'm knocking the chains.
Look, I'm the young CEO. I'll put you on to some things. I'm feeling like I'm the king. Still out here chasing these rings. Yeah.
Next level niggas know that we next. See we winning, it is making them stress. They don't like to see the way that we flex. No DJ Khaled, but they say we the best. Niggas dead and niggas counted this out. Now we running it up and we cashing it out and we divvy it up and we handing it out and you know what it is and you know what we got.
They tryna come for my spot. I just might cop me a watch. Middle finger in the air, fuck a cop. Bullets fly, I hope they land on the op. They wouldn't support me, the people had doubt. Cause I come for the struggle, we had no way out. Jumped in the booth, now they know what I'm about. So they shut the fuck up when I open my mouth. I don't do it for the clout, I don't do it for the fame. Nigga, run me my check. Shout out my bitch, she be hating my guts. But she never gon' leave cause she loving the sex. I need VVS's all on my neck. Side by your hoe, she be breaking her neck. I used to do this shit here for the set. But these niggas ain't reppin' the way that I rap.
Look, I'm the young CEO. I'll put you on to some things. I'm feeling like I'm the king. Still out here chasing these rings.
Yeah. Next level niggas know that we next. See we winning, it is making them stress. They don't like to see the way that we flex. No DJ Khaled, but they say we the best. Niggas dead and niggas counted this out. Now we running it up and we cashing it out and we divvy it up and we handing it out and you know what it is and you know what we got.
Yeah, Lou. So we was talking about the timeline and the sequence. So a lot of tragedies happened. You got, Rich got killed, Donnell got killed, AZ got shot in the Bronx on Grand Concourse. Like, can you tell the audience, like, where in the timeline was Mob Style thought about before these things happened? During, after? What was the timeline like, and how did A come to you to ask you to be an official member of Mob Style?
After A got shot up. I remember when A was standing on the corner and shit. And Rich and Cole had walked up. And he was like, hey, what you up to, man? What you doing? And he was like, nigga, we gonna move it. Them niggas bust out laughing.
Right.
Hey, you gonna be rapping? Laughing like a motherfucker. And they looked at each other like, But still, at that point, at that time, I'm officially a Mob Style, member. But in the beginning, shit, them niggas had mad records done before I even became a member because I didn't never want to go to no studio. I didn't want to rap. I didn't want to be a rapper.
Right.
I wanted to get money. You know what I'm saying? That's all I knew. That's all I love to this day. Money.
Right.
And I told the story how A was going in the crib one night and Whip Rock was sitting in the car and I went and got in the car and they had the beat playing for what was the name of it? I played for Keith with the song.
Right.
The beat was just playing and shit. So I'm sitting in the back, the beat just keep playing and playing and playing and playing. Listening to it. But shit is just going on in my head while it's playing. 2 hours later, A just comes, he jump right in the car, pull off. He don't even know I'm in the back seat.
Right.
Before he could get past 45th, he looked in the rear view. Oh shit, it was good. Say, yo, we on our way to the studio. What you doing? You going with us or you staying? But it was pouring down rain and I was out there by myself.
Right.
I'm all wet and shit. Fuck it, man. Let me just go with y'all.
Right.
A lot of people don't know. All our music we did it in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At this spot called Funky Slice.
Right.
There's some Japanese niggas that was nasty.
Right.
And then when I tell you all our shit, Brooklyn.
Right.
Funky Slice. We worked in other studios, but not like Funky Slice in Brooklyn.
Right.
So, I get throwed off sometimes.
Right. So we talking about Mob Style, so you in the back of the whip with A. Y'all going to Brooklyn to the recording studio.
We're going to Brooklyn to Funky Slice.
Right.
So we get there, we go up in the studio. So I think Whip Rock went in the booth first.
Right.
And A went in the booth. But they came out the booth. I looked at him. I said, man, I could do that. They said, Lou, come on, man, Lou, man. Niggas already got their shit done, Lou.
Right.
Yada, 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 yada. I said, hey, I could do that.
Right.
He said, yo, man, you could do it? I said, I'm telling you, I could do it, my nigga. He said, go ahead in the booth. So I went in the booth, he threw the beat on. Let me get to the point. Let me get to the fact on how it all started out when my pockets was fat. I almost fell in love, better known as a trap. I almost made a girl my life because I thought she was that. Nigga A looking at me. I go through the whole verse, I come out the booth, and nigga A look at me, he like, yo, who wrote that? I say, I wrote it. He said, you wrote it? I said, yeah, I wrote it. He said, let me see it. I said, let you see what? He said, let me see what you wrote it. I said, my nigga, I'm telling you I wrote it. He said, if you wrote it, then let me see it.
Right.
I said, what you talking about, on paper? He said, yeah. I said, I didn't write it on paper.
Right.
I put, it's right here.
Right.
So nigga A looked at me all funny and shit. So what you mean? I said, nigga, it's right here.
Right.
He said, yo, man, go in the booth and do it again. I went in the booth and did it again.
Right.
And from that point on, that nigga A was like, nah, Lou, you ill, nigga.
Right.
Because I remember I tried it as we started becoming a group. I tried to do the paper and pen. And like, I might get to 2 lines, and then my mind is still stuck on them 2 lines, and now I think of something better.
Right.
So now I gotta start all over again.
Right.
And then that shit started like really, like, how can I put it? It started making me not depressed, but it started making me wanna just say, man, fuck this shit.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I realized that it ain't had nothing to do with paper and pen, it had more to do with the beat.
Right.
Depending on the beat, dictate what I say out
the
of my mouth.
emotions and everything coming out of it.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's how it was easy for me to do gangster shit rough. I play rough.
Right.
10 beat, you know, all them real
Right.
rough joints because the beat was so hard.
Right.
And me going through so much shit in my life,
Right.
it was just so easy. Like, it was like making, you know what I mean?
Because it was authentic and you was able to convey that on the track.
It's so easy. I remember I performed down at I forget, they used to do it down at this park on the east side on Madison and shit. I forget who it was. And I had a joint called Die Nigga Die Nigga Die Nigga Die. And I did that joint. And cause at first all the artists had went on.
Right.
And I went up there and tried to grab the mic, and the dude was like, nah. But it was people in the audience who knew who I was.
Right.
So they was like, nah, give him the mic, give him the mic. Mm-hmm. So I looked at the dude, I said, yo, you hear what they saying? So he looked, they was like, yo, give him the mic.
Right.
So he gave me the mic, and I went up there and did Die Nigga Die. And when I tell you, from that point on, the park, everybody, when they see me, like, you the Die Nigga Die Nigga. I'm like, yeah. Then I had to join Louie. I was a stick-up kid.
Right.
So many joints, I just, you know what I mean?
Right.
I still got them, but I never, ever did nothing with them because I never wanted to be no rapper.
Right. And that's important because at that era you had rap artists, you know, I know LL Cool J used to come uptown and hang with A.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they was just straight rap artists, you know what I'm saying? And y'all were kind of really street guys that happened to rap.
And I was hanging with Biz, living with him in his crib, going on tours with him, opening up shows for him. And I still did. He offered me a contract for Coachella, and I still didn't want to be no rapper because I was too loyal to A.
Yeah, and not only that, I think that during that era, the money y'all was seeing in the streets.
No, that's what I told him.
Yeah.
I told him that. I said, yo, I can't leave A and them like that. Mm-hmm. He said, A and them are drug dealers. What do you want to be, a drug dealer for the rest of your life?
Right.
This is what Biz said to me.
Right.
Cool G Rap.
Yeah, all good brothers. Mm-hmm. So who were the original members of Mob Style? Just
me, AZ, Tone Capone, and Whitrock.
And Whitrock. 4 of y'all. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely. So we're going to put a bookmark there. When we come back, I want to hear about, you know, the first record contract that y'all actually got and how that came about and what the politics behind that was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Gangsta Lou Chronicles.
You never try to stop me, 'cause I'll never quit, no baby, get that gangsta shit. But I'm back, alligator, yeah, you wanna bet that you know to get the street. Here's the gangsta on the right for the stage. Here's the gangsta, who made my name, who can name the third like in the name. When they talk about me, I have to go and say, yo, you see I do the go, go, do the go, 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 they talk about me, go gangsta, go gangsta, go gangsta, go gangsta. Baby.